Alright, guys, so we've got some good news and we've got some bad news. Bad news first. Draco has a stick piece of wood stuck in his mouth, literally across like this, like not literally with his mouth open. His mouth closes, but it's at the top, like in his freaking gums. So he's chilling. He didn't cry. I didn't notice it, and I literally prepared for shit like this because having a Doge, I knew that I was gonna have to have some type of savings, because I was like, bro, at some point, whether it's now or in the future, he's gonna need something. Like, he's gonna need to go to the doctor. My dog yesterday, my sister came over, and my dog obviously wanted to greet her, so he's like saying hi and whatever. He rolls on his tummy. He likes to do that when he's like, if you didn't know, it's like a submissive thing with dogs. They'll like open up their little paws and they like go on their back, and then they show you their tummy because they want you to rub their tummy. And so my dog was doing that. Right? And he opened up his mouth and we see the freaking stick. We're like, bro, what the fuck is that? My sister's like, he has a stick in his mouth. And I was like, what? And then I'm like really looking at his mouth, and I see that like his gums are like kind of purple. Not all of his gums, it's just like the little area where the stick is. That's my main concern, that like I want them to just take it out, because it's bugging me that it's in there, that I know that it's in there. Like, so there's some not so good news and not so good news.
At the light.
So they could not help me. I'm not gonna take that. We're gonna start with the bad news and then we'll go to the good news, okay? Bad news is they could not help me. They said, we don't have doctors, you probably won't be able to be seen until like 10:30. The good news is and that's like no consultation, shit like that. And so I was like, okay. And they're like, all right, well, there is an animal hospital that you can go to, like an emergency pet thing, right? They like gave me a whole list, by the way. I was calling each place, but they're far as fuck, and I was like, yeah, can't go to any of these. The one that was like closest to me, I can't even go to it right now. So anyway, I called like a few other places, and then one of the other places was like, oh, we don't have a doctor right now either, but there is this place. It's an animal hospital in Pasadena, so that's where we're headed. I called the place in Pasadena and I was like, hey, do you guys have doctors right now? And she's like, yeah, we do. And then I was like, okay. I'm like, well, can you guys help us out? And then she's like, what's wrong with your pet? And then I told her, and then she's like, yeah, we can help you out with your pet. And I was like, all right, cool. So that's where we're going. She did tell me what the consultation price was, $200. So I'm not like excited. I'm not excited, okay? But it's the best option we've got. I also kind of like have my period, so that sucks. All right, it says to turn right.
Turn
here.
right. Then the destination is on your right.
Okay, let's go see what the fuck this is. Okay, so at this point in time, we finally got to the animal hospital. They did end up helping us out. I like signed a bunch of papers, and then they put us into this like little waiting room. I couldn't get a video of Draco in there because he was just going crazy. And then the girl comes in, she takes Draco from me. They basically just tell me that they are going to be able to help us, and then they wanted to look at the stick. They sedate him so that they can look at the stick. And they come into the room, tell me how much it's going to be, and then I pretty much just like sign a bunch of more papers. Yeah, they tell me that like in an hour or two he'll be ready. He wasn't ready for like 4 hours, and even then he was super drowsy. That's what you guys see in this video. I had already brought him home, but he literally just falls asleep on my bed, well, on my old bed. And then I felt so bad because he could not get up, and he kept like wobbling around. It was so sad. Like, this is at my boyfriend's house. Draco was a little bit more awake. He was able to make it into the car, so that was great. Even if he wasn't able to, I was gonna carry him and I just put him in the car because I always go and stay over at my boyfriend's house. But Draco was able to make the jump, and he was awake. He just was still really drowsy. And by the end of the night, he wanted to play. And I was like, dude, how are you up already? But luckily they got the stick out, so I'm super stoked about that. That was a really good thing. In case you're wondering, he made a full recovery. They gave me antibiotics and they gave me some other medication, like pain medication. It all worked out. He took all of them. I'm aware now. I also threw away all of the sticks and branches and everything in our backyard that I could find, just in case that ever happens again. I'm just like paranoid now, and I'm thankful that nothing worse happened and that he was okay. Now that you guys know that this can happen, please take notes. Please make sure that your dog doesn't have stuff lodged at the roof of their mouth. New fear of mine, and I check Draco's mouth like almost every day now. So yeah, that's another thing. I'll see you guys later, and thank you guys so much for watching.